What's going on, everybody? Edge of Fate is just around the corner, and it is bringing one of the biggest meta shifts that we've seen in Destiny 2 ever. We're talking new weapon archetypes, insane featured exotics, a full armor overhaul, and of course, a brand new weapon and gear tiering system. So today we're going to focus on a build crafting breakdown with all new loot tiers, seasonal mods, featured exotics, and if you enjoy build crafting or theory crafting and just finding new fun ways to play this game, feel free to drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss out on any future builds, and let's break this down starting with the new weapon tiering system because this is going to change everything. Weapons are now going to come in tiers 1 through 5 with each tier increasing its utility. With basic tier 1, we'll have access to seasonal mods once we acquire them. Now tier 2 is going to have enhanced traits like we've seen before. Tier 3 is going to be equivalent to shiny or adept drops with 2 traits in the 3rd and 4th column, both of which can be enhanced. Now tier 4 is where it starts to get a little bit more fun. This is going to not only have your enhanced 3rd and 4th column with multiple traits, it will have enhanced mods as well as enhanced barrel and mags. Now tier 5 is the absolute pinnacle, 3 enhanced traits per column, full enhancement essentially across the board with an enhanced origin trait as well. And like shinies, it's going to have a unique shader, which is going to be extremely it looks better. You see it on the screen, but it also is going to have some pretty cool kill effect mods as well. Think of sweaty confetti. I'm excited that they actually put in some just cosmetic type stuff to show that your tiered weapon is different from all of the other ones and that you got through that harder end content. Now, seasonal mods, this is a little bit of a fun change because they're not just filler mods in general, they actually can really change how you play. So you've got Temporal Loader, which will reload ammo when damaging a slowed, frozen, or suspended enemies. Basically, Chill Clip just got even better. Now, Temporal Tracker, you're going to gain bonus aim assist or projectile tracking after you pick up an Orb of Power. PvP, that's going to go pretty good. I can't wait to see how it actually works with glaives and their projectile tracking just by getting that Orb of Power. Now, Temporal Adapter is essentially borrowed from another weapon's timeline. This will give you increased reload, handling, and bonus stats on your sword as well. Can't really see myself using this one too much. Now, Temporal Armaments is going to give you bonus damage against Cabal and Vex. So I can see that actually going really well in some harder end content. And it looks like we might actually get a raid that has some Vex. So that could be kind of useful in there as well. Now, Temporal Blast is going to be the best one. This is going to store damage charges, and once you get to 5, it is going to release an explosive shot that destroys nearby enemies. I'm excited to see the crowd control that this can do in in-game content. This is going to be my #1 pick for seasonal weapon mods. Now, this is not to mention that you're also going to have your artifact mods that you can pair on top of everything else. Think Radiant Shrapnel that is already going to scorch and ignite targets just by using it. Now you put on Temporal Blast on top of it, it is going to be insane what builds are going to be able to do. Now, we also are getting tiered armor as well. We're going to be starting at tier 1 while exploring Kepler, and we will find essentially these upgrades throughout our play session through campaign progression, exploring secrets, completing activities, as well as portal missions with that scaling difficulty. Post-campaign content is going to introduce us to tougher modifiers for a better chance at higher tier rewards. So we're going to be wanting to do the campaign on Legendary, as well as going into in-game portal challenges and eventually the raid that is going to give us the best tiered possible. The activities on Kepler are also going to be replayable with harder content after you finish it, so those are another ways that you can go for higher tiered weapons and higher tiered armor. Now, I, of course, love helping the community grind, so once we get access to this higher tiered stuff, we, of course, are going to be grinding tiered armor and weapons with you over on our Twitch. Links down below, so come hang out. Of course, tiered 5 armor is going to be the pinnacle for armor. It's going to come with perfect stat rolls, being 30 in its primary, 25 in its secondary stat, and 20 in its tertiary slot. It's going to have an extra mod slot. And of course, you're going to be able to add a +5 mod stat to one of your stats, taking away 5 from another stat. These will also have set bonuses that work essentially like origin traits. You can stack 2 or 4 pieces from the same set for the most synergy possible. And a great thing that they're doing is ghost mods have been updated to target specific archetypes for armor. So you're not just at RNG's mercy for this. Now, class items is the one exotic from previous seasons that is getting reworked with the new stat system right away. My personal pick, of course, is going to be Assassins and a Synthoceps for Titans, because that is my absolute favorite class item to use. One of the best for any type of content you can go into. And just like new armor and new weapons, there's going to be some featured exotics that are also getting the same treatment, meaning bonus damage and bonus resistance. This is going to be a lot of fun to build into, and of course, we'll create builds for you all once this fully is in the game. Now, each class will also get some featured exotics as well, getting the same benefits as new gear, and they will change with each expansion as well as each major update. So we're going to have these as a featured exotic until Ash and Iron launches, and then we'll be getting another update with new featured exotics. There's going to be 28 exotic weapons and 15 exotic armor pieces for each class that will be featured. Some standouts for Warlocks is going to be Starfire Protocol, Matiodoxia, Rhymecoat Raiment, Geomag Stabilizers, and hell, even Swarmers. Hunters, be on the lookout for Mask of Bacchus, Mask of Fealty, Arthur's Embrace, Caliban's Hand, Gifted Conviction, and even Lucky Pants, which we made a build on, and it's probably one of my favorite exotics for hunters to use, so I can't wait to actually try that out since it's going to be featured. With Titans, some featured exotics are Precious Scars, Worm God's Caress, Pyrogale Gauntlets, Actium War Rig, which is getting a buff as well, so that is going to go extremely hard. And then, of course, some solar ones with Phoenix Cradle and Path of the Burning Steps. Now, there's a lot of cool weapons on here as well. Some notable ones are going to be Outbreak Perfected, the Barrow Dyad, Lumina, Aegir Scepter, yes, that still goes hard, as well as Tommy's Matchbook, Choir of One, Graviton Lance, Polaris Lance, and the list goes on. Of course, you can see it on screen. There's some fantastic changes and updates coming to featured exotics that are going to be great. If you're not sure what to use, go to that featured exotic page and put together a quick build based on the class you're playing as well as an exotic weapon. Just because these featured exotics are getting the same treatment as new armor and new weapons doesn't mean that anything else is unusable. You're still going to be able to use whatever exotic you want in any class and in any weapon slot. These are just going to be really nice if you're not sure what to do or what to use. You're going to be able to pick something that's going to have a little bit extra bonus, extra resistance to go into whatever type of content you want to go to. And of course, there's some really good weapons and exotics on here, and I can't wait to create builds and share those with you guys in the future once they're in the game. But where does this leave the meta? With all of these changes, it is wide open. From enhanced seasonal mods to fully optimized tier 5 builds, everyone will have a chance to create a god tier loadout. No, tier 5 isn't required. Tier 3, if that drops with perfect perks, it's still going to outclass a tier 5 with subpar perks. And whether you're grinding solo, raiding, or playing PvP, these changes are going to make Destiny 2 more customizable, more powerful, and frankly, just a lot more fun. And as all of this comes into the game, of course, we're going to be creating tier 5 builds, just stuff that is actually insane and is going to optimize everything as much as possible. But we're also going to create some just basic tier 3 builds that don't have to utilize all of the best stuff in the game, but are still going to be extremely viable in whatever type of content that you want. So if you found this video at all helpful, or if you're hyped for the Edge of Fate and the changes, drop a like, it does help a ton. And feel free to subscribe for more builds and more guides as well. And let me know down in the comments which exotic or tier 5 weapon are you going to be chasing first. As always, Guardians, thank you so much for coming and watching, and I will catch you in the next one.